Anxiety certainly can be overcome without medication. There's lots of things that can be done, and I just want to talk briefly about the top 7 that I recommend to all of my friends, my family, and my clients. Can you overcome anxiety without medication? In this video, I want to talk about some of the solutions you need to know about. Anxiety can indeed be truly debilitating, a nightmarish, vicious circle of overthinking and overworrying that stops us from living our true lives to the fullest. Sufferers can be faced with a false reality, created in their minds due to seeing things differently, in a negative, glass half full kind of way. Often, people forget who they really are and start to identify as someone they dread to be. Anxiety is actually a survival tool, igniting the fight or flight system, helping us to stay safe and keep us alive. Whilst this system is activated, we can feel uneasy, on edge, and highly alert for danger. These feelings run perpetually in an anxiety sufferer and are often about past experiences or future possibilities, therefore completely unnecessary and a real strain, physically as well as mentally. So with such worldwide mental health issues these days, coupled with an acceptance of popping tablets for any problem, the question is, can anxiety be overcome without medication? The answer, thankfully, is yes, it can. In this video, I'm going to talk about what we can all do to keep the ugly head of anxiety at bay. When did anxiety really become a thing? Although anxiety has always been a part of us, why is it now it seems to be more of a problem? I feel that the issue is that anxiety is built to protect us from physical danger, an attack from a wild animal, for example. And these days, most of what we needed anxiety for has been taken care of, and so anxiety is raised with issues that are more to do with our imaginations. In the modern world, we have the luxury of being able to relax in safety, and this is all very well and good. But people who consider themselves overthinkers can easily fall prey to overworrying that can spiral into anxiety and cause unwanted issues. The vicious circle of overworrying and irrational fears brings along with it some symptoms too: a lack of sleep, fatigue, physical pain, headaches, paranoia, and the list goes on. Anxiety can indeed rear its ugly head at a drop of a hat, to obvious triggers or subconscious connections with what's going on around us. It's a mindset that can allow us to dwell on the past or dread the uncertainty of our future, rather than living in the now. It can come to us in waves throughout our day. We can feel fine, and then all of a sudden a thought or occurrence can take us straight back to an anxious mindset, and then the vicious circle is reactivated. The most common anxiety issue is GAD, General Anxiety Disorder, meaning the sufferer has no major reason that could pinpoint the start, more of a build-up of negative experiences in life that have usually slowly created the issues to become constant. Social anxiety is becoming increasingly more common, perhaps due to the fact that most human connection these days is through a mobile phone, rather than promoting actual face-to-face communication in person. People shy away from interaction, and so the issue begins. Fears and phobias can be picked up for all sorts of reasons, from past experiences or simply mirroring other people subconsciously. Often children can pick up their parents' fears as easily as they can pick up their hobbies and interests. Once a fear or phobia is acknowledged, all rational behaviour can go out of the window, and even the most superficial things can become the most serious problems ever. Post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, is another awful anxiety. We often think of army veterans when those letters pop up. In actual fact, anyone can suffer from PTSD. Although the TV runs more stories relating to ex-soldiers than anyone else, it's actually caused by past events and memories that leave someone in a state of perpetual worry, paranoia, and can often lead to panic attacks when things spiral out of control or a trigger is fired off in the mind. A trigger can take the person's mind straight back to the negative event and force the mind to relive the emotions that went with it. The regression can be so vivid that the mind can restart the original trauma again and again on repeat. There are many different types of anxiety, but the last one I shall talk about briefly is catching an illness anxiety. These days, through propaganda and hearsay, a lot of us are in perpetual panic over being ill and catching things from other people. This paranoia can change the way we live, and life can become harrowing and impossible at times. Anxiety certainly can be overcome without medication. There's lots of things that can be done, and I just want to talk briefly about the top 7 that I recommend to all of my friends, my family, and my clients. The first one is sleep. Ensure that you have the best body clock that you can. So ensure that every single night you go to bed at the correct time. So you pick a time and stick to the time every single night, and you're teaching your body that this is the time to let go of consciousness and go into that dream state. And also set your alarm for the same time every single morning. Make sure you are cool enough, not too hot. Make sure that you are in a room that is dark enough, and please ensure that if there's any noises to distract you around, you have some earplugs that you can use. If you struggle with overthinking and over-worrying, take out a journal and write down exactly what it is that's on your mind. Write down the different possible outcomes and what you will do with each outcome. This way, you are finishing each thought, and it really helps your mind rest, and then you can get back to sleep. Number 2 is mindfulness. Every single person I've ever met, before I teach them about mindfulness, leads their life in a dream state. Everybody does it, all the way through the day, just doing things, going to work, driving, making breakfast, watching TV, making decisions. All of these things are on autopilot. But when you stop, take a step back and actually look at every single thing you're doing and be mindful of every decision you're making and every thought that you're having, you can stop yourself when things get too much. It's so easy to get a negative thought and then another negative thought, and then before you know it, you're having a really negative day. But if you're actually mindful of everything you're thinking, you can stop yourself and change the negative thought into a positive thought and continue to do your day. Now, if you keep doing this, you're basically retraining your mind to be positive, and this really works. So be mindful of everything you do, the decisions you make, the things you allow into your mind, and the things that you focus on. The third thing to be aware of is uncertainty. Now, if there's things in your future that you're worried about, the best thing to do is exactly like what I suggested for when you're trying to sleep and you have the overthinking and the over-worrying. Again, take a piece of paper, write down exactly what it is that you're worried about, and write down all the different outcomes, and write down exactly what you're going to do depending on the outcome. This way, you are prepared and you are ready. So you're certain about uncertainty. This is a top tip. Next one, move. Change your physiology. If you find yourself anxious and you're sitting in the same spot, move away from that seat. Go and sit somewhere else. Actually exercise if you can. Move around the living room. Go for a walk around the park. But just change. Change something and move your body. This really does help. Next one, affirmations and incantations. An affirmation is a phrase that changes your belief system in a second. So let's say you've got something important to do today. You can say to yourself, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. But if you mix it in with an incantation, use your physiology, really think it and believe it, it sounds like this. I can do it. I can do it. And you make it real, and you feel it, believe it, and expect it. And you can do this with anything. Today is going to be a good day. I can do it. All of these work. Every single morning, every single evening, whenever you can. Incantations with affirmations is the way forward. Next one up, strengthen your boundaries. What do I mean when I say strengthen your boundaries? I mean start to say no instead of yes and okay to people when you really want to say no. Strengthen your boundaries in work, strengthen your boundaries in your personal life. Stop saying yes when you really want to say no. Can you do an extra hour in work today? Yes. Can you babysit my children at the weekend? Yes. If you don't want to do it, Strengthen your boundaries and start to say no. A great way is to practice actually saying no. Imagine your boss, imagine your friend, your sister, your brother, whoever it is that asks for things, asking you for the next thing. And just rehearse saying no. And then when you get to do it, you'll have the confidence and you will feel empowered. Strengthen your boundaries. And the final one is gratitude. When you are genuinely thankful, you cannot be anxious. And I mean genuinely thankful. So the way to do this is to make a list of everything you are genuinely thankful for. Your sister, your son, your mother, your health, whatever it is, but serious things that you are genuinely thankful for in your life. And when you have this list, you can focus on it. You can have it in your phones at any time of the day. If you're feeling down, focus on this list. Study it, but really imagine the things on this list. So if it's somebody that you love, imagine what you love about them and why you love about them. In this moment, it's hypnosis. It's putting you straight into that moment of imagination and just feeling thankful and positive, getting rid of all of that anxiety. Anxiety can be constructive when it raises our awareness of potential dangers. It can help us react fast and firmly and also avoid danger. Unfortunately, too many people fall prey to anxiety, forgetting how powerful our subconscious mind can be. And that's precisely why I've created the Freedom from Anxiety audio, one of my favourite hypnotherapy audios that allows you to release all of the negative layers from your mind and finally be the best version of you. So if you'd like to find out more, just simply click the link below.